In 2017, there was a time when I was convinced that my data engineering career is over now. This was the time when I spent 4 rigorous months in learning Hadoop and Spark, and I was preparing for it. And after preparing, I have appeared for a big data interview, and I cleared that for a project in my company. So even after clearing this project, I got assigned to a legacy ETL project in my company. And all of this was a complete big failure for me in my career at that time. But now looking back, it seems this was one of the best thing happened to me around that time. And though this was a failure at that time, but this helped me understanding and clearing out three false beliefs I was having back as a junior data engineer that time. And I'm gonna share those three beliefs as well as my this story to you in this video. So while this happened, I was very frustrated and I wanted to try everything I could in order to go to that big data project. So I requested to the delivery manager who tagged me in the new in this ETL project. I requested them a lot. I talked with my manager. I talked with HR, but there was no luck, and I had no option other than continuing the work in the project I was assigned to. And I was completely hopeless. I thought, okay, maybe I will continue with the project and I will start looking for a job change. Because no matter what, I wanted to work in big data. I was very naive and I was not seeing anything. I was looking this as a decisive project of my career because I was just having 1 year of experience and I learned big data, and almost all of my friends were working on big data. Either they were learning or they were already working on the project. So I tried everything and still no luck. Okay, so I continued with the project, and what happened? I joined with the mindset that, okay, I will study and then make a job switch. But I ended up working there for almost 2 years. And trust me, these 2 years, these are one of the crucial years of my career. During those 2 years, I worked on Informatica. I have worked on extensively on SQL, on Unix. I worked on automation via shell script, and this project was completely from scratch. So it gives me all kind of new exposure and experience, like deploying the databases, setting up the CI/CD. This was all complete new experience for me. And on top of that, within the same account, there was a different team who was working on big data. So I happened to discuss with their manager. I requested him, can I work in their project? I did this 4 months training. I know some basics and I'm looking for working in the big data space. And luckily, my current tech lead and manager, they also helped me in continuing this work in two different projects at the same time. So I used to start my day early in the morning, then work on this full-time project first. And by the afternoon, I used to move to a different floor where I was working as a shadow resource in this big data project. So at times it was difficult. Even I had to move out from one floor to another floor for meetings. But now, looking back at the time, I think it was completely worth it. It teaches me a lot, and my kind of foundation of big data or foundation of data engineering, it was laid out there. So yeah, it was totally worth it. So here are the three myths I used to believe at that time, but with this failure and this journey, I got to know those are not true. So the first one is the project we work in decides and shapes our complete future. But this is not true. Even some of you might got stuck with some project where you feel like you are not growing or you are not learning anything. But believe me, this is just matter of time. One single project or single experience cannot shape our complete future. If you got stuck, there should be some learning out of it. Once you move out, you can go into the next project where you want to work. But definitely, there would be some good learning. The second myth, I need to work on the latest tools to be successful. But trust me, this is not true. Back that time, I wanted to work on big data, Hive, Hadoop. But sooner, everybody moved to Spark, as Spark was the massive parallel processing. And if you are working in big data, then you must have experience with the Spark. But sooner, the other technologies came. Now everybody started working on using data flow, using DBT for ETL, data warehousing. So the tools, technologies, those changes very fast. You don't need to always working on the latest tools and technologies. Instead, focus on the basics. Like if you know the basics, even the tool becomes obsolete, something new comes, then you will be able to learn that. Third myth, my manager and my project controls and limits my learning. But with this experience, I got to know that is not the case. Though I got stuck to the project which was assigned to me, but then I got to know multiple other options in order to continue learning and continue working where I wanted to work. So some or the other way we can get. So the project cannot completely limit our learnings. So if you are sitting in a project now where you feel you are not growing or you are falling behind, then I hope this story gives you little different perspective in order to relate that how my legacy project experience this helped me shaping my career in data engineering, and I hope this gives you some learnings. And with that, I'm signing off, and I hope this video was helpful, and see you in the next one.